But this year she became a particular friend to us because she brought us a gift, and the gift that she brought was insisting that we listen and pay attention to what it is like to live with metastatic disease. It's great to talk about survivorship, and I'm happy to be a 24-year survivor, but my experience is very different from Meghan's and very different from probably many of you and people that you know and love who live every day with metastatic disease. Meghan forced us to pay attention to it, and that gave us an opportunity to educate some people, and we hope make a little progress. We know the researchers are working on it hard, but each of us can do something too. So Meghan, come on up, Meghan, and all of you open up your hearts to her. It isn't easy to get here after a long day of work. Just like it isn't easy to get here after a long day of walking. So, namaste.
I'm not going to talk about, so I'm going to use my papers. Well, first of all, I just wanted to thank you. I want to thank you for the 20 miles walk today. Thank you for sacrificing your time, your energy, your blistered feet, and your achy joints. I want to thank you, excuse me if I get a little emotional, but I want to thank you not only as another breast cancer survivor, but specifically as a young woman faced with what felt like a death sentence at the age of just 29. After a string of events throughout my 20s, including a benign breast tumor, frequent breast pain that was dismissed by my doctor, and a denial from mammograms, although based on being too young, even though my physician wrote orders for them. I was eventually diagnosed with breast cancer 2 days after my 29th birthday. After a slew of tests the following weeks, it was eventually discovered that my cancer had already spread, not only to my lymph nodes, but also to my spine, which meant that I had stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, for which there is no cure. Over the last 3.5 years, I have endured months of chemotherapy, many rounds of radiation, 3 surgeries, 2 injections into my abdomen every 4 weeks, and countless other pokes, pills, and scans. During a time when my friends are going to the doctor to hear their baby's heartbeat for the first time, I'm going to seek treatment for the insomnia that the medically-induced menopause has caused, or to follow up with a specialist for the low platelet counts from my treatment, which attribute to the extensive bruising that frequently can be seen all over my body, or to sit and wait for my oncologist to walk into the exam room to tell me if my cancer has spread to another vital organ. Despite all of this, I consider myself one of the lucky ones. I've responded very well to my treatment, and my treatments have kept my disease at bay. My scans have remained stable with no evidence of active disease, and I thank God for that every day. Although I have had to come to the realization that there is not a cure for my disease, and that the best potential outcome is to live a life with cancer, whether that is 5, 10, or maybe even 20 years, I still consider myself blessed to be here. The median survival rate after a metastatic diagnosis is 3 years, and I am proud to say I have now surpassed that by 5 months. And I intend to keep on defying odds for many years to come. Unfortunately, we all know the devastating reality of this disease. You wouldn't be here tonight if your life hadn't been touched in some way by an individual with breast cancer. But I wanted to share with you my story to help remind you that what you're doing is so very important. To give you one more name to think of when you need that extra burst of motivation. The fact that you've spent months spreading the word about this incredible event and raising money for this cause will honestly help save lives. I am so confident of that. The money you have raised will help in the fight against breast cancer in countless ways, but I wanted to tell you of a few ways it will impact me in particular. I need a cure, It's too late for me to worry about early detection or screening. So for me, research is the only way I might see a cure in my lifetime. The Susan G. Komen organization has invested over $91 million since 2006 in nearly 200 grants focused specifically on research for metastases. This research has led to the development of targeted therapies to treat metastatic disease so that when my cancer outsmarts my current treatment, I have options of other drugs to try. This research is also discovering genes that will help suppress tumor growth, identifying characteristics that help determine why breast cancer metastasizes to specific sites in the body, and finding ways to trigger an immune response against metastases. The Komen organization has also impacted my life directly in many other positive ways, such as being one of the founding members of the new Metastatic Breast Cancer Alliance. This group has a mission to help unify and to increase awareness and education while advancing research and policy efforts for those of us with metastatic disease so that we have the potential to extend life, enhance quality of life, and ultimately find a cure. Komen has also afforded me a travel grant to fly to a national conference specifically for those with metastatic disease. The women I've met, the information I learned, and the sense of connectedness to the others who can identify with my particular circumstances living with cancer is priceless and wouldn't be possible without the Komen grant I received. So whether it's supporting efforts for effective early detection, programming to connect survivors to one another, or funding critical research grants that will lead to new medicine to extend my life, or God willing, maybe even a cure one day, none of that would be possible without the efforts of each and every one of you. So when you're feeling exhausted and your joints are throbbing and your poor feet are covered with blisters, please remember me. Please remember that I need you. I need your voice to join mine to help spread awareness that this disease continues to rob the world of beautiful women and men each day. I need your voice to help me empower others that they too can make a difference if they get involved. I need your voice to help me fight for better early detection efforts for young women, more research for effective treatments with less side effects, and ultimately continue to remind everyone that although we have made great strides, we have a long way to go. Please remember that you have already accomplished so much. Whether you are able to walk each of those 60 miles or not, what matters is what you have already done, the awareness you have already helped create, the dollars you have raised, the mother, sister, aunt, daughter, or friend you have supported, the one who you walk in honor of, or those who walk in memory of. That is what matters. So please give yourself a huge pat on the back because what you have already done and what you will continue to do this weekend has already made a huge impact on so many others in likely in ways you may never even know. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for continuing to fight for this cause. To fight so that one day we don't have to lose any more family members or friends to this disease. Your efforts and every single cent you have raised has given me the greatest gift of all, the gift of hope. Hope for a long future ahead and that I may one day live in a world without breast cancer. Thank you.